Hey YouTube world, and hey to my Neville Nation. Welcome to Neville Girl Forever, or welcome back. And on this channel, we discuss and explore everything Neville Goddard and anything related. And on this channel, we make our dreams come true. So I invite you to join me as I am having my dreams unfold, and I'm here to help you have support you as your dreams unfold. So whether you're brand new to Neville Goddard, hang in there. It'll soon start to make sense. And for those who are more seasoned or familiar with Neville Goddard, whether you're looking for a added support or journey member, I'm your girl. Because for years I studied all kinds of law of attraction. I'm a life coach, but it wasn't until I came across Neville Goddard via the thank you prayer that my whole life changed overnight. So I'm still the greatest fan. You're all are probably going to get sick of it, but thank you for showing me that this issue or all of my issues are already solved. That changed so many things in my life. And mind you, I was doing a few other processes. But with all that said, for those who are new, with Neville Goddard, his premise is that we are one with God. God is a part of us, and the part of us that is God is what he would call our wonderful imagination. So I wanted to jump on tonight. I did a couple of videos this past weekend. I was MIA for a couple of weeks because I had some laser done, which I couldn't be on video for that. And I had some other real life things going on, but I missed y'all. And today something came on my heart that I really wanted to share. I'm constantly studying the law of assumption, Neville, and I really wanted to talk about this topic tonight. How knowing this one thing that I'm going to share with you tonight will help stop tripping you up with your manifestations. Because all of us in this community, we're here to help support you, whichever techniques, whichever ways you need to hear things multiple times. And that's what it took for me. And so all of us, really, it's when it clicks. So I wanted to share something really important. And if you've been following Neville Goddard, you will have heard about revision, but I want to discuss it in a different way. And actually, since I'm doing an evening recording this evening, my little Yorkie pup is not having it. So I'm going to have her make an appearance real quick because, you know, she just, yeah, that's what she needs right now. It's a little bit of attention. So let's bring her up real quick. Okay, so everybody, this is my sweet Yorkie pup, little teddy bear Yorkie. Her name is Cricket. She does not like her picture taken, but I don't think she knows she's being recorded. Cute as heck. One of my most amazing manifestations. I love her dearly. And she's just wanting some mama time because I'm doing a nighttime recording. But again, something came on my heart that I wanted to share with you because I think this is might be for some of you, I'm hoping, a different way to look at Neville Goddard's topic of revision and what it means. So, okay, now she had her 11s. She had our spotlight for tonight. So anyway, she's just the cutest and I love her to pieces. So, okay, everybody, revision, but you're going to hear it different tonight. Okay. Every day is today. You heard me. And when this really dawned on me, when it clicked for me, every day is today, and what I'm going to share with you, it gave me a different way to look at manifesting, aligning to our dreams, our dream life. So here we go. Hang in there with me. I'm going to bring you on a little bit of a journey, but I feel for many of you, I'm hoping if we are aligning, that this might be eye-opening, or just you might hear it a different way. And that is my hope for you tonight. So there's no past and there is no future. There is how many days, years old that you are, of how many todays you have had. But it's all today. Wow. wild, right? So think about this and think about our past memories, your memories, my memories. Think about your past memories. Same scenario, a different person would have had a different experience. Because they have a different set of awareness and things in their conscious and subconscious. So they're looking through the world through a different lens. So in other words, we remember things through a specific lens of beliefs. So could have been the same circumstances, but you and someone else, same thing. That's how they talk about twins. Their experiences were so different. It's because there's a different lens. So if everything, let's see. So then that would mean that they remembered, well, let's talk about remembering everything wrong. In other words, if you have a different lens, and if we're going to talk about the topic, if you are familiar with Neville Goddard, Isn't It Wonderful? Everything is wonderful. Then if you don't remember it as wonderful, then you're remembering it wrong. Okay, and we're going to get deeper into this. So really, please hang in there with me because this will make sense. So if everything is wonderful as an option, as an assumption, we're here to talk about the law of assumption in the multiverse, then what you are selecting for yourself now, then that option was always available to you yesterday, and the yesterday's version of today, let's just say. And since time is a human construct, we need to have time just so we can measure things and just have a way to comprehend our life experience. But truly, everything is happening now. And your stuff is all here now. And your goal, your job, and I hate to call it a job because it should be really enjoyable, and we'll talk about that. But your focus is to select and focus on the feeling of the desired outcome, result, and the stuff. And hold on to that vibration long enough to align or realign to the version to have those that experience or those experience of those things experience them now. And that reality is actually, and that really is revision. That is revision, because if everything is happening now in the multiverse, then it's our now that is so important. It's such a gift. You know, we always hear that word right now, the present, it's a gift. I'm sure when they were talking about that, they weren't meaning it that way, but really on the deeper, more metaphysical plane, that is so true in so many ways. So even some things in the Matrix, there are still little tidbits that occur that at least hint to all that. So, so that's really is revision. And because we can go back and we can set a different outcome to an event, yes, we can do that. And I've done that before. We can revise it. We have greater confidence, and we start to recognize and acknowledge perhaps we remembered all of our yesterdays incorrectly. Because if you can go back and do your sets and remember a situation happening differently, that means, and if you align with it, if you feel it, you experience it, maybe you didn't remember the original version correctly. So I'm trying to weave this all together because this is kind of a deeper topic. When I came across this, I had to contemplate, but it hit me really deep because when Neville Goddard was around, this was in the earlier part of the 1900s into, let's see, he passed away, I believe 1972. We didn't have all these metaphysical terms, right? So for him, he was so ahead of his time. So let's keep going with this. So when we revise and have greater confidence, we can start to recognize and acknowledge perhaps we remembered all of our yesterdays incorrectly. We could only experience a certain portion of it through a certain set of beliefs, thoughts, and fears. again, consciously or subconsciously. So revision, whether you do it at night, which I love to do, I have done it and I've had some success with it. But I feel like this topic tonight actually helps cement it a little bit more and look at it in a different way, that we can, as a general overview, recognize that we have looked and remembered at yesterday's incorrectly, or today's incorrectly. And that, for me, and I'm hoping for you as I'm sharing it with you, unburdened you in a sense if you go to release all of your yesterdays. So on this train of thought, so it is safe to say that, isn't it wonderful? Everything is just wonderful. It's always been wonderful is important. And then just drop it. Because if we recognize that every day is today, but a new chance to create today and align with new things in the multiverse, then it's very important, what are we speaking over ourselves, and what are our mantras, or what some people would say focus affirmations. Isn't it wonderful? Everything is just wonderful. That's a wonderful example of a focus mantra. So leave it and just focus on your now, which is all we have right now, is now. And from our standpoint in time, decide what lens are we going to use for our decisions about now. What are we going to decide? And so one of the best decisions, and there's so many other versions, we'll get a little deeper into this, but it's the example, isn't it wonderful? Everything is just wonderful. Because it's just like gratitude. We've talked about this before, but if you're thankful and grateful for what you have right now, universe only hears our attention. Every version of every moment that we are focused on something, the universe only says yes. It doesn't hear I don't want. It's whatever you say I don't want. It's at the end of the sentence. It only hears our attention. So it's a yes to everything. So if you're grateful for things, it's going to bring you more things to be grateful for. That vibration aligns you with more things to be grateful for. If you're going to grumble and gripe about things, be impatient about things, the universe, since it's always just saying yes to our focus, will give us more to grumble and gripe about. It just says yes. The universe just says yes. It's amazing. It's so simple, but it's deep. So if you now know that you probably have remembered most of your previous life's details, grumbles, gripes wrong, then release yourself from anything and everything that isn't wonderful, that you didn't remember as wonderful, and use that point of vibration and that feeling in your heart, your mind and soul that you have helped cultivate in your sats. Like, think about when you go into your sats, the state akin to sleep, and you go and experience that thing that you're trying to align with, that vibration. And whether it's your SP, or it's your money, it's your dream car, it's your dream home, that feeling, that vibration, that's why Neville was saying, like, the feeling is the secret. Because once you've experienced that feeling enough times, and there is a Sabbath, once you've done sats and a few things enough times, it'll feel saturated. It'll just feel as if I've done this before. I've already experienced it. So why am I doing it again? So there is that. So once you've had that experience where it almost feels like you're just going back and revisiting an old memory, you've done it. And then you're just waiting for things to unfold. And I know some people say it could be really quick. It may not be quick. I don't know. I've seen it happen very quickly. And sometimes I've seen it take time. And I think that has to do with our alignment. But anyway, that feeling that we bring back with us, that is our alignment to the new version of us in the multiverse. Because there's thousands of unlimited versions of us in the multiverse. That's the one we're selecting. That's the one we're selecting for us. So that feeling that you have in your heart, mind, and soul that you've helped cultivate, And, sats, focusing, affirming, positive music playlists. I love music. Music can really affirm you if you've created your own music playlist that's very selective, because you don't want to hear a lot of blah, blah, blah. You want the things that really uplift you and match your vibration. And I think if you love music, you'll know what I mean. Make a playlist of that, because whatever you're focusing on, like I said, whatever you're focused on grows. So you really want to make sure that where your attention goes is someplace positive and something uplifts you and matches that vibration. So if you knew this about all your tomorrows, just like we talked about our yesterdays, if you knew this all about your tomorrows, now you'll start to look and more at your todays and understand how important that today is wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? Because as we look at today, we're creating our tomorrows, but tomorrow is just another today. I know, right? And honestly, I'm going over this for those who resonate with this, because for some, it doesn't matter. You can literally do your sats. You can literally do your focused affirming, which is the things that you're looping in your mind, empty out everything else. Maybe do some robotic affirmations. If you are really not focused, if you're more like, let me rephrase this. If you are more in your delusional, delulu state, and you're able to empty out your mind about current circumstances, and you're just able to focus on your intentions, your manifestations, the vibration you're wanting to align with, then the rest of it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to share this with those where someone needs to click with that concept and understand why. I always kind of needed to know the why. So that's why we're going over this, because sometimes once you get to the deeper understanding of things, for those of us who need this, then you'll understand that once you comprehend this part, you'll also understand how it could have been tripping you up, right? And we're here about our manifestations. We're here for success. So decide now. Decide now what version of wonderful is for you, and submerge yourself as often, as long as possible, to your enjoyment. Like, don't make it a chore. I would make it a regular habit. So I love using timers for things. I love using my time getting ready in the morning. I love using my time driving during my commute to my office. I really love submerging my time. But if it gets to the point where it feels more like a chore, it's probably time to stop, because you don't want to feel that way. I mean, you can, and I think you could still have results, but whatever version that is wonderful for you, that is whatever's meant for you, that feels amazing and gets you there, but just don't make it chorish. If you're going to get to that place, drop it. Totally go do something fun. Do your, I hate to say it, do your loops, because that's, again, another chore. Okay, maybe listen to some music. As Esther or Abraham Hicks would say, take a nap. Because the Sabbath is dropping it. But don't drop it as in go back to what you were thinking about. No, we want to empty our minds, because today, right now, is the point of creation. We're aligning to a vibration and a version of us that is super important to us, right? So isn't it wonderful? Everything is wonderful. So let's see. So in the affirmation community, I love, so a lot of people are calling like focus affirmations. I like to call them mantras. So those loops are important. Empty your mind as much as you possibly can. And again, don't make it a chore. Like I said, if you're making a chore, take a walk, pet your dog, take a nap, go have some fun, because anything that's been in our mind is old previous energy. Those are old previous loops. And we're going to talk about this, right? And especially if you have the knowledge that the things that you are remembering, you remembered incorrectly because everything's wonderful, right? There's a version of you in the multiverse where everything is wonderful. So that is major revision. And if you understand that as a blanket understanding, that's pretty powerful. So train your brain. Basically, what we're doing, and again, you have to honor the Sabbath, but we're back to what we're doing with this concept is that, you're basically putting new software system in to loop and upgrade your thinking into, isn't it wonderful? Everything is wonderful. Because those old thoughts, those are just, if you remembered incorrectly, almost consider it like a virus. There was something off on that. It needed an update. And your software system just loops. It just goes. Your brain, it just repeats itself. So what we're doing is we're replacing all of those old thought patterns with whatever mantras, whatever focused affirmations, just, isn't it wonderful? Everything's just wonderful, which is a great one, but also get more specific. And as we start to go live and do more things, we'll talk more about, and I want to, but I don't want to make this video so long. Just like, I love my life. Everything is going wonderful. Why is my life so successful? Like an affirmation. Why am I so magnetic to money? Just there's so many ways to go about this, but we're filling our minds with the software program 0.20 that we, or 2.0, that we want to run. We get to decide. In this multiverse, in this matrix, we get to decide what software program. We've been kind of shielded from that in the matrix, but we do get to decide what software program that we want to upgrade with. Or we can just stay where we've been and get what this previous software program was giving us. But we have the knowledge now. That's why you're here. That's why we're here. We are waking up to the fact that we have the knowledge to choose our software program, and we're personally designing and writing it as we go. So that's what we're here to do, is help support all of us in this community, Law of Assumption, Law of Attraction community. We're here to help support those new decisions and ways that you can go about doing it. And that's what I'm so happy to be here to do, because we've all been on different places on this journey, but we are all on this journey together. So, and you don't want to keep working off a tainted old software program. That's everything you're experiencing now is part of your old software program. So decide right now. Write your new software program, write those new affirmations, and we're going to get deeper into it. I love affirmations. They're so valuable. But if you had nothing else, isn't it wonderful? Everything is just wonderful, because you're going to be attracting what's wonderful and what makes you feel wonderful, right? And if you're not in that place, I'm not saying you can't have some successes anyway. I think anybody can, but like my previous experience when I was just studying Law of Attraction so hard and I didn't understand this principle, it slowed things down. There were delays and I didn't always get what I wanted, or by the time it came, it was too late, or there were so many ors. Here we get to just design our world in the multiverse, in the matrix. And so when you truly start to understand this version of the multiverse and making these decisions, you actually start to understand that is true basic detachment. Like when people say, oh my gosh, I want this so much, but I don't know how to detach from it. When you can start to understand that you have written yourself something new, like a new software program, you have done your affirmations and you've emptied out your mind from anything else, and you're just doing these loops, these new top 3, 5, 10 loops of mantras, focused affirmations. You're doing your sats at night, and you're not focusing necessarily on the results, just the feeling and knowing that it's now is the point of creation. That is detachment. That is the real meaning of detachment. Like letting go of all the old stories, letting it all go, and knowing that the decision that you are making for this new story is all that matters. And then just watch it unfold. And again, you don't want to be looking, because you actually will know, and we're going to talk about this next. You know, it's what we're here all for. You know, it's just for results. And so, you know, should you catch yourself, let's go to this before we move forward on that. Should you catch yourself on any given day that you missed it, you caught some old programs popping up, some old loops, forgive yourself. It's going to happen. You know, once you loop enough things, whether it's robotic affirmations, whether it's just your focus affirmations, whether it's that feeling that you bring back from sats, whether it's different processes. Like I love the oh my gosh telephone, where you just close your eyes and just quickly imagine what you're so excited to share, that feeling, that vibration. But if you catch an old thought, you know, you do want to empty out your mind. But if you catch one, just forgive yourself. And just, you know, just know, like, we're human. It's going to happen. But it's also, it's okay. It's okay. Just let it go. Acknowledge it, release it, let it go. And then, as Mary would say, and she really made a dramatic example of this. And I love this because it gives you an example. But you can stop in the middle of when you catch yourself thinking something and just say, excuse me, I interrupt this broadcast. And this is what I'm deciding. This is what I'm declaring. This is what I know. So important. But things are going to get under your radar. They're going to go, and then eventually you'll catch it, because you either manifested something from that, or you're just going to start to realize, oh, I'm heading in that way. Just forgive yourself. Let it go. Dump it all out. And oh, there goes my Yorkie. So, and also, you know, the Matrix has not supported us either in helping us understand this knowledge. I think it's becoming more available as we're discussing it online and in these, you know, let's say on YouTube, in these different formats, you know, different places. But, you know, this is not something that we were raised with. So we have to learn it, discover it, and experience it, and check it out for ourselves. And also, if you're feeling a certain way about what you discover, do the Ho'oponopono, I can't say it right. I don't know how many people can, prayer as well, right? Release. You know, that prayer is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that's really for yourself. And it's forgiving the version of your today that was yesterday, and how you remembered it incorrectly. And because if everything is you just pushed out, if everything is us pushed out, and Neville talks about this, then decide it's something wonderful. I mean, you're going to see mirrors and things, but it's just something to acknowledge. It's feedback about what your previous software program was, and then rewrite a new one. It's that simple. And I'm saying it's simple. It's not always for everybody. It takes a moment. But once you catch on to this idea that we are just writing a new software program every day, what is it that you want to experience in your every next today? Pretty deep, right? But when I discovered it this way and heard it this way, I've heard it from multiple different people, and it finally just clicked on me. I've got to talk about this because it's so important. It's also then important once you get to this point and if this does really click for you, then you're recognizing how powerful you are. I mean, really powerful. Right here, right now is the point of basically manifestation. It's creation. And then basically, it's not even manifestation, creation, it's alignment. This is your point of alignment. You can pick every moment of today. That's why some people talk about, putting on I have an alarm that goes off. I can't do it every day, but I have it go off like 3-4 times a day. I do one in the middle of the night in case I want to sats or do something in the middle of the night. Like I do mine at like 3:30 a.m. I love that. But now is your point of creation. And we want our creations to be wonderful, right? And then, once you comprehend that this is your point of power right now and you get to personally design your software, go full throttle, right? Drop the rest. The rest yesterday doesn't exist. Pretty deep. And like I said, I recognize this may not align with everybody, but for those who are ready for this, this is why I wanted to jump on tonight and discuss this, because it's such a powerful understanding of who we are in the multiverse, in the matrix, and how we can maneuver to align, manifest, create, but align to the version of us that we're wanting to experience in the multiverse. So decide on the version of you in the multiverse. Out of the many, there's so many of you, but decide on the version of you that you are today, and then hold on to that. Immerse yourself and act as if, and you will know, when you get there. Because I hear people talk about there's no birds before land, and in a way that is true. I think there are little things. If that's what you want to call it, because our human minds, let's face it, we look for signs and truly, because it's comforting, right? Our mind seeks to make sense out of everything it's taking in. Remember those filters, everything is just like a computer program. But for me, what I've discovered, and this I'm sharing with my point of view, there's just one sign to look for and nothing else. Because I've had this conversation with girlfriends so many times. They're looking for a sign. Do I go do this or do I go do that? Here's your sign. Other than the occasional glitch in the matrix, which I do see happen. And I know I've moved energy. I will say this. I know I have moved energy for sure when I go in and stores are totally different. Situational things where it's like it's always been like XYZ and all of a sudden multiple things have changed. That's how I know I'm experiencing a shift and a glitch. So I can say that is a minor bird before land if that's what that's what we're talking about. But truly, and this is what Neville was talking about from going to the end, is you start thinking from the end. It's true. That does really start to happen. Once you've submerged yourself, that is a new version of you in the multiverse. And which version of you are you going to give more power to? Is it the version that you're experiencing today, which is old energy clearing out? Or are you going to slowly but surely or quickly jump into this new version that you feel is so juicy and yummy, delicious? You feel it's right there. And you start to think, from the end. You'll start to have new thoughts, and those thoughts, they start to think other new thoughts. It's crazy, but it's true. And that will happen with rampages too. And we'll talk about rampaging sometime, because Abraham Hicks was a little bit more about that, but it's all the same thing. And that's what it clicked for me when I came across Neville. So your new thoughts will have other new thoughts. And that is all in this part of this new alignment that you're just moving into. And it's going to feel natural. And so as an example, like supernatural in a way, like not supernatural, not that kind, but it's going to feel very natural. It could feel supernatural if you make a huge jump, but we're talking about the things, your thoughts are going to feel natural. So you're going to start like your dream home. You're going to start daydreaming about decorating it and the decor, or can't wait to go home to it. I've had that feeling. Your dream car, it's not about getting your dream car. You can do that as a SATS, but truly you're going to start thinking about like bringing it to the car wash. Or like say you're single, but you have an SP that you're wanting to work things out with, or even single, but you start having that feeling if you've already gone to the end and you're having a random thought about like having your wedding ring cleaned. Let's see. Or packing for your next trip because it's coming, or packing boxes for a move, or shopping for a thing or an event. So when you feel it that strong, that's where I feel like, even though Neville talked about non-action, when you have those feelings and urges from the end, that's an amazing time. And you'll know what I mean. You'll know when it happens. It's just your future self, your new alignment urges you. Just like today, I hadn't really thought of jumping on tonight, but I had to jump on tonight. I had this message that came to me I wanted to share for those that it was going to align with and resonate with. And that version of me had to do it. I had no other option because I'm living from the end. And it's really important to share these things because that's the version of me that I've created in the multiverse. So that's your vibrational examples of birds before land. I think those are the two examples I can give, either glitches in the matrix or thinking from the end. And that's really what it means. So if you're still looking all over for everything, that might tell you you're not there yet. It's okay. Do more SATs, do more affirmations, do more focus affirmations, do whatever techniques you like, or journaling, scripting, whatever. But do those until it feels so real that when you wake up and you're still going to your regular office or you're doing your regular things, that this feels a little less real. There's still going to be a lot of concrete evidence, but it's going to slowly fade away or quickly. We can make jumps. I've seen it happen. So when your thoughts and feelings are more of that particular life, and like I said, the rest of it starts to slowly or quickly fade away, and you'll have a new tomorrow, or tomorrow. I hope so. You're welcome. I know that's a mouthful, and that's a lot for some people, and I know this is not for everybody, but I had to put this out tonight because my eyes really opened wide when I comprehended the power of today. So that's why we talk about not looking for it, because if you're looking for it, it means you're not quite in the end yet. But keep going. It's okay. Keep going. We're all here to support one another. That's what I wanted to create our Neville Nation, our community, because it's okay. And if it's not here, it can be. This is the power of now. Today is the power of now. You decide. Write a new software program for you. I loved when that analogy came to me because you get to decide and just pick. Like I said, I would pick just a handful of topics to work on at a time, or go to the blanket statement prayer that I love, which covers everything. Thank you for showing me that all of my issues are already solved, or this particular issue, because I feel like that's kind of starting to erase the old software program too. So hopefully for those that are meant to hear this message are understanding. We are all here growing together. We're all growing. We're here on this journey. And hey, you manifested me and I've manifested you. We have an alignment. We have an alignment for those of you seeking, and I'm seeking as well. We're all growing. You know what I'll be recording a year from now will be different, but we're seeking and growing. And the same has happened for me when I came across information on YouTube or somewhere else, that the teacher arrives when the student is ready. So we've manifested each other here in the multiverse. And I thought it was kind of cute, but it came to me. It's kind of like Neo in the Matrix. And he's sitting there with the lady with the cookies, and they're really discussing the breakdown of what it's all about. So, no, I don't have cookies for you this evening. Oh, there goes that energy flash that I'll never understand. I don't know. But these are my energetic cookies for you. I'm sharing this because we've manifested each other. I'm so grateful for you. I love our community. And this is a wonderful journey to be on together. And there'll be so many more amazing things we're going to go over. It's so many different ways, break down different topics. But that's what I wanted to talk about today, because knowing this one thing about every day is today, I think is highly important, and it might help some of you in discovering the power of now and your decisions of what you're manifesting and how powerful now and your affirmations are. So I know this is a longer video, but if you enjoy my content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and comment about what else you would like to talk about. But this was really heavy on my heart today, or I shouldn't say even heavy. This was just, it was bursting out of me, but I just had to say it, I had to do it. And so I hope you enjoyed today. Please leave comments and let me know what you would like to go over further. And so I think that's all I want to share about for today on this topic. I'm sure there'll be way more, but I don't know where you are in the world today. And I do not know what you are trying to create, but I am holding the space that all of your dreams have already come true. And until the next time, bye.